Question everything. Oh yeah, so I've been watching the P Diddy, the Puffy Cone, the Comala Puffies, and you know, just watching the different talk on what's going on with Puffy Combs, P Diddy. You get that thought, D Block and them what they were saying, you know, the different rumors about what's going on with P Diddy and what happened to Tupac and Keefe D and what's the breakdown of that. With Keefe D now being pretty much charged in the sense of in lockup over what happened to Pot at this point. You wonder what's playing out, all the rumors about P Diddy being under the rainbow, one of those in the closet boys, so many words. You know, you watch a lot of his different antics and a lot of his different movements. You can probably see that, yeah, man, this dude may be on some real shifty, shady stuff. Remember, he was on a red carpet one time, and the paparazzi or the news or whatever you want to call him was trying to do an interview with him and stuff, and P Diddy was like brushing him off, like, you know what I mean, like that day he wasn't talking from what one of his entourage said that you would have to talk to him instead of talk to P because Puffy wasn't talking. So you have to talk to somebody else in order for somebody else to answer your questions for Puffy because Puffy wasn't talking that day. And I'm like, yo, what kind of weirdo, strange bull crap is that where you get this money and it go to your head to the point where it just blows your head all up like you super important more than anybody on the planet type stuff. I ain't never trust no people like that from nowhere. I don't advocate for the wealthy and the rich because we already know how I feel about that. Robin Hood, the movie, all day. So with that stated, to have Cassie come out saying all the things that she's saying, all the allegations that she's putting out, you know, do you think it's far fetched? Me, I wouldn't put nothing past Puffy. Remember he wanted to be the last man standing when it comes to Bad Boy. And so far, so good, right? He's like the last person standing when it comes to it. He came up big time. Mace gone, shoot. You don't see a variety of different people that was down with them. Shoot, and everybody that seemed to get connected with P. Diddy, they seem to be deleted, vanishing off the planet. And that's a whole tricky situation, man. For a dude to have that many connections to that many people leaving the planet with him always around that scenery. What happened to who came up with that? Can't think of his name right now. Song "Whoa" was Black Rob maybe? And what happened to him? You know, all these different people that done went down, got locked up, and Puffy's in the mix of all that. The situation with Lil Kim back in the day, whatever that was about. Situation with, I think it was a club situation one time with Jennifer Lopez was there or something like that. With Puffy out dating his son, and something happened at a club. But my point is, there's always something happening, and Puffy always seemed to get off all the time. 50 Cent hinted to some things about himself when he was talking about Puffy, talking about taking him out shopping and all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's like, dude, how do you can't, you know what I mean? So I felt 50 on that too. But when it comes to the Tupac, man, when it comes to Tupac, and just the thought of somebody that shallow, that self-centric, that type of person taking away a brother like Pop or having something to do with it is devastating, man, because for every one good soul that's for our nation as Aboriginal Negroes of America, every time we get one good soul and it's taken off the planet for a negative soul, it puts our people 10, 15 years, 20 years back every single time, because we end up with the 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 traitors to the nation instead of the person that was for the nation. Similar to what Malcolm X said when it comes to the house brother and the field brother. The field brother always for his nation and for his people and for the liberation of his people, but the house brother ain't never ever for his people, ain't never ever for his liberation of his people. Always want to be with the master, always trying to help the master, always trying to keep the master's best interests at his heart, but never his people. Excuse me. But it seems as if this is the same play. We keep getting these house brothers and sisters that's willing to chuck and jive and coon against our people to be the front runners and the speakers and the leaders for our people, when they only there for their legacy with the delusion of nation helping. And at the same time, the brothers and sisters that before our people, wanting to see our people be great, wanting to stick their head out and their neck out for our people to achieve the justice that they need and deserve in this country, they seem to always get poofed off the planet, and we end up with the chucking and jiving. So here it is, pot gone, and we got people like a Keefe D still on the planet. We got people like a Sean Puffy Combs still on the planet. But the brothers and sisters that be trying to fight for our people always getting knocked off the planet because of chucking and jiving sellout coons. So that's where I stand with that. I'm not for it. Any type of reality of anybody taking our prominent brothers and sisters off the planet that's for our nation. I'm not for that nowhere. Not nowhere. And if this brother did all this to Cassie, that's our sister, and she's a beautiful sister. Just as much as Kim Porter was a beautiful sister. And for this backdoor boy in the closet dude named Puffy Diddy P. Combs to be tied to all this stuff, something got to give, man. That's all I say. Something got to give at the end of the day. You know what I mean? No sister and nobody should have to go through no type of environment of that type of magnitude of misdeeds to be done to them in no form and fashion. And that's just 100. So whatever the alleged allegations are, if they stick, then that's great for the sister Cassidy, so she can move on with her life and get to a better place and closure for herself. And if they don't stick, then once again he done weaved and bobbed his way out of some stuff that is totally connected around him in his circle as a celebrity. Puffy been connected to these type of circumstances for quite some time, and I just can't believe that it'd be these type of lowlives that be willing to attack our own people, especially a person like Pop. When you in a nation like ours, people like Malcolm X and Potts and Martins and and many others, Dr. Frances Cress Wells and our beautiful late sister, and just many others that go to bed on a level, Dr. Sebi and many others. These are our treasures to our nation that should be protected by our nation at all costs. And when you got people that are less than them, that ain't for the nation, like those that have been for our nation that has left this planet based off of deletion, they need to be dealt with swiftly in so many words. Because at the end of the day, what is a people without its greatest doing its greatest for its people? Exactly. You got the worst of the people trying to do for you, then you're only going to get the worst of what the worst of the people got to give you. And that's just the reality to that. So if Puffy's innocent or guilty, whatever it may be, hopefully the law and the investigative approach will find that out and deal with him accordingly. Because at the end of the day, we don't need no brothers or no sisters doing the atrocities that been done to our sister Cassie that's saying what she's saying, nor if any ties or any dirt that was tied to this brother leading to Kim Porter's demise. None of that is a reality that us as a people need in our circle. And whoever's the culprit of doing any of that, even with Tupac, they need to be dealt with to the fullest of the law. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.